It's M. Josh on the beat.
We done suffer, die, yo. Yeah, yeah. We did suffer insecurity, yo. Yeah. We done suffer, die, yo. Yeah. We done suffer police brutality. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Them say we not get the right to ask a question. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For all the money with the politicians carry go. Yeah. Hunger day, job no do. People suffer, hope no do. Light no the road no do. Since I was born and now I they old. Now my people look up say them tired. Because no hope for Nigeria. Now my people look don't wake you. Now my people look don't vex you. It's time to sing a revolutionary song. It's time to stand up and fight for your right. It's time to dance a revolutionary dance. Say no to fear so you can stand for your right. Demand for your right. Demand for exit. Demand for equality. Demand for justice. Human rights in our property. We no go beg the government for it. We get the right to ask for our right. And we no go beg you for the right, yo. Freedom. Dance to the song of freedom, freedom, freedom. Let's dance to the song of freedom, freedom. They don't shoot the people away, demand for their right. Police they shoot the people away, come out to protest. Yeah, yeah. They don't shoot the people away, demand for their freedom. Where equal right and justice there, where equal right and justice go. We not get the right to live again. We not get the right to use the phones. We not get the right to dress a good. We not get the right to walk about. Hunger day, job no do. People suffer, hope no do. Light no the road no do. Since I was born and now I they old. Now my people look up say them tired. Cause no hope for Nigeria. Now my people don't wake you. Now my people don't vex you. It's time to sing a revolutionary song. It's time to stand up and fight for your right. It's time to dance a revolutionary dance. Say no to fear so you can stand for your right. Demand for your right. Demand for exit. Demand for equality. Demand for justice. Human rights in our property. We no go beg the government for it. We get the right to ask for our right. And we no go beg you for the right, yo. Freedom, freedom. Let's dance to the song of freedom, freedom. Freedom, freedom. Let's dance to the song of freedom, freedom. Hooray! Ino, and ino. What do? Josh. What to vibes?
Hey everyone, I hope you can hear me. I'm back. Yay. So I never stopped fighting for Biafrans ever. I live, eat, and breathe Biafra in my free time and even in not my free time. So anyways, I wanted to play that Josh song in the beginning because recently there was some Democracy Day protests going on in Nigeria and around the world yesterday. In Italy, France, the US, everywhere, the UK, but most of all, the brave people in Nigeria and Biafra. To me, that's the bravest people of all protesting, because there's always a chance that the Nigerian government with the police, the compromised police and soldiers, and we all know that they put repentant Boko Haram in the military and Fulani herdsmen terrorists in the military in high positions and police. So those people are the bravest of all. So we might have a few guests, I don't know, at least one for sure. And I think they're trying to come in. Hopefully they can come in. So today I kind of wanted to dissect. Hi Uzor. Uzor's here with me today, you all. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. So I was just talking to everyone. I played the Josh video about the protesting for freedom and your rights and all that. And I was saying that today I would like to discuss and dissect the protests that were going on around the world for democracy, both in Nigeria and in the international community, in the UK, the US. I think Italy, France, and I don't know where else they had some protests, but those were the main ones that I saw. So, but first, Mr. Uzor, I call you Mr. Uzor or Uzor Articles, or I call you some other things too, but I'm gonna call you Mr. Uzor today, okay? So I want to congratulate you on your new book. And
Thank you.
I want to show it today. I got 5 of them. Hang on. It's on my desk behind me. I have 5 copies of your new book that says everybody is somebody. Okay, it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, what your tribe is, what your color is. Everybody is somebody. Okay, what matters is you as who you are and the spirit that you have in you. And this is a good book that explains it and breaks it down. If you got questions, good resource. Also, can I tell them that you put me in the book?
Of course, yeah. Why not?
Okay. So he took the liberty to put me in the book, and I made a little comment, a little forward in the forward of the book. So I want you all to try to get this book.
And my cousin Alina is there too, the Jewish.
Yes,
Elena
is in this book. Hang on, let me show Elena. Hopefully she don't get embarrassed. Elena, we see you. Elena is also a human rights activist in oh gosh, I'm sorry, in Finland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost said the Netherlands, but I know she don't live in the Netherlands. She would shoot me if I said the Netherlands. So anyway, get this book, you all. I'm going to try to spread it here in the US, and just know that everybody is somebody. You are not a nobody. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your race, your whatever. You are who you are, your background, where you came from, and you be who God tells your spirit to be, okay? Every day of the week, because I am, and I know Mr. Uzor will be. So anyways, and I know I'm not good on a computer. I'm not putting myself down, you all. I'm just being honest with you. So I want to dissect some of these protests that have been going on, especially the ones in Nigeria. So unfortunately, I'm going to reference Channels TV, and we know how we all do not like Channels TV, okay? Because they don't report everything that's going on in Biafra land in the Southeast fairly. And right now, we want to mention what's going on in the Southeast. The compromised military and police that are compromised by terrorists put in uniform are currently every day with this police officer named Abakari, which I studied him up north too. So he's compromised too. He's going down south. Why are you sending a northern police officer down south to that? to Southeast Biafra land to slaughter people. And mind you, they're putting labels just on everybody. They know, the government knows that ESN is in the bush. They are not in the towns, but they're still going house to house, accusing people of being part of IPOB and ESN with no proof or documented evidence. And even if there was evidence, ESN and IPOB are not terrorists, okay? So they're going house to house, slaughtering people. They have people in Ebony State that they're holding right now, extrajudicially, and they're torturing people. So obviously they're up to their same antics, and they think we all don't know about it here in the international community. But guess what? Susan Mount knows. So does Uzor. So Uzor, getting back to the topic on these protests, okay?
Susan, just a breaking news we've got.
Okay.
4 US buses going to the north, they've been diverted in the bush by Fulani herdsmen. So they're looking for people filled with Biafrans, and some of those people going to the north, so they kidnap them. So I just received the news now.
Okay, so you said some people in the southeast in Biafra land have been kidnapped?
Yeah, they boarded 3 buses going to the north. So they were stopped on the way by Fulani herdsmen, and they were all kidnapped.
Oh my gosh, where at? Did they say where at?
I think they're heading to Kaduna or something. But
Okay, well,
I just get a sketchy news. They just sent it to me now.
okay, well, as we get more news, we need to report this, and I'm going to document the evidence. Anybody knows about these busload of Biafrans that have been kidnapped? You need to let us know, share whatever you need to do, because these terrorists, enough is enough. People have had enough. This is why people are protesting today. You are not safe to travel in one Nigeria, okay, quote unquote, one Nigeria. That's why one Nigeria is not one, it's a scam, okay? It's a scam. There's terrorists and terrorist sponsors leading the government, the military, and police. They've been hijacked. I call them hijacked by terrorists and hijacked by colonialists. First, it was hijacked by the UK and Fulani terrorists, and also the colonialists, China, okay, and other countries outside of Nigeria. So I keep getting off track, Mr. Uzor, because it just troubles me when I hear about people kidnapped. It really troubles me. Sometimes it's hard to watch these videos, but there is excruciating videos that I make myself watch, but it's hard. And we can't show on here because obviously Facebook will block us. Unfortunately, they don't want the real news to come out either, but that's okay. We can still share amongst ourselves in secret or in Messenger if we have to. But either way it goes, stop kidnapping people, because you know what? I'm tired of saying I'm watching, because honestly, I'm going to document the evidence, and I have been documenting it, and I have been sharing with the US government. And I noticed that the US government is starting to see how the Nigerian government is being by blocking Twitter. What do you have any thoughts on that, Mr. Uzor, about blocking Twitter? Wasn't that something?
Yeah, it's so pathetic. First, it's so annoying. Like the way they govern them as if they're millipedes.
Yes.
You can imagine. It's getting. If you look at me, I lost some weight.
Yes.
And it's giving me a headache, and my GP told me to stay off social media and rest my brain, because it's so pathetic. It's giving me a concern. It's getting on my nerves. Like, it's so annoying. So annoying. Like, the killings is just every day, every minute, every hour. It's not only in Biafra. Can you imagine almost all the Christians in the north that are gone? They're trying to kill off the whole Ariwas,
Yes.
the Hausas.
And I want to get into a little bit regarding that too, Mr. Uzor, not to cut you off. I want to get into why they are killing Christians in Nigeria. I've got some, I've told you before, I've done some studying of the enemy and why they do what they do, because I want to know. I want to know, why are you killing Christians? Why are you hating Biafrans? But what I really wanted to do is this Ugly Channels TV. Okay, I hate Channels TV. I'm just going to say, because they're not unbiased. And obviously, yeah, some reporters are scared of the government because the government will threaten them, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? As long as you act scared and in fear, the government's going to win the day every time, the terrorist sponsoring government. So,
do you know something? It's not only channels. Okay, I don't know whether you've got time to watch the interview they did with the face mask Buhari. They just like try to make the thing look like as if it's a live broadcast.
yes, I saw
After
that.
everything, they made mistake. The guy says he's gonna go to Lagos tomorrow to commission something. Why it was the whole thing that he did before, this trying to waggle the brain of Nigerians. They, they keep playing them up as if the Buhari is alive, and a lot of them are still get confused. So I have to like chip in a little something. Because every time I keep telling my bathroom people to read, to study. Okay, you can imagine, this is Susan Month. This is the American lady here. She knew almost everything that's happening there more than some Biafrans. But from a lot of them, they don't even know their background. That's why I put up this book, for you to know your origin, know where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, you are lost. So that's why I'm trying to, it's not that I'm trying to push them beyond limit. No. Most of them are educated, but they don't even care about their background. If you know your background, you need to know what's happening over there. It's not only us talking, you need to know what's happening over there. You need to wake up. They need to wake up. This is getting out of hand.
Yes,
Thank you.
That's why today, Mr. Uzor, I want to break some things down in this protest news broadcast by Channels TV, okay? Obviously, it's not a secret that there's all kinds of slaughter going on with Christians, with Biafrans and everything in the zoo called Nigeria, okay? Nigeria should not even exist. We already know. We've talked about the history over and over.
Calling Nigeria a zoo is an insult to animals.
Yeah, it is. It truly is, because I thought that in my mind. Yes.
Yes, it wasn't a zoo, because that's a dungeon. That's a contraption that destroys souls. Because even the animals, you go to zoo, you stay, and animals are enjoying in the zoo. They eat free square meals a day. But these guys are even killing people. That nobody's alive in that country. And mind you, Susan, Nigerians now, they use poverty to sap off their brain. You hardly see no Nigerian reason normal these days.
Yes. It's okay. So let's discuss Nigeria for a minute, okay? Or I call it the hell, the hijacked terrorist sponsoring government hell, okay? So I made some notes because I want to appeal to the Biafrans, and I call you Biafrans. You call yourself South or Niger Delta. Okay, I call you Biafrans, okay? Because you are being used by the caliphate right now against your own people and your own freedom. And I'm just going to call it out how I see it. You don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me, but at least hear me out and let me state my facts and put my evidence down, okay? And if you don't agree with me and you still and want to consider Nigeria one Nigeria, then fine. But I challenge you in the Niger Delta and the South to get a notebook paper and a pen and put pros of Nigeria and cons. Pros means the good things about Nigeria. The cons means the bad things about Nigeria, and see which list is the longest, and then come back to me and say you want to be part of one Nigeria. But look at this list that I kind of brainstormed, Mr. Uzor. So wow. I wanted to write down what's good about the so-called Nigeria one or what's bad. Okay, here's
Susan, you know something? There was a program they invited me. I think there's just a mini TV channel in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. I asked, one guy was just trying to oppose me. I asked the guy, what have you gained since being a Nigerian? You know what he said?
What did he say?
That you got just a privilege to travel to the north. Oh, I was confused. That's it.
That's another thing too. Have you noticed that our U.S. ambassador and Catriona Lang the so-called ambassador from UK or whatever she wants to call herself, high commissioner, whatever. I call her another Lugard, a recycled Lugard.
That's Jezebel. I call her Jezebel.
Yeah. But notice how they really put emphasis on northern activities and activities in Lagos. They never put emphasis about the people and how the people are doing in the southeast or the southwest besides Lagos or Abuja or the north. I'm always seeing them taking pictures with all of these emirs and all this, and I'm kind of getting tired of it because they're portraying Nigeria as just a Muslim country. Nigeria is not just a Muslim country. There is so many Christians in Nigeria and non-Muslims.
It's in the map already. It's in the map already. If you see where they registered Nigeria under a Muslim country. And do you notice something, Susan? Watch that lady. Anywhere she goes, like if she visits Lagos now and she goes, they start killing people.
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's why I noticed how cowardly. I'm sorry. I noticed how cowardly Catriona Lang was, because when I was on Twitter, way before Nigeria banned Twitter, I noticed Catriona Lang took herself off of Twitter. It makes me wonder. And now the Nigerian government has followed suit and came up with some excuse to be off Twitter, like Catriona Lang. Why? Is the pressure getting to you, Catriona Lang? Because people are being slaughtered in Nigeria and your precious free oil is threatened? Well, guess what, Catriona Lang? Whether you're on Twitter or not, we're going to talk about you and the things that you are not doing or that you are doing for the destruction of innocent people in the contraption, held hostage in the contraption called Nigeria. But anyways, I got this whole list of cons, okay? So people, the one Nigerians, they're wondering why all of us are like, we want Nigeria to end, okay? And obviously I'm not a Nigerian. I wasn't born in Nigeria. And honestly, Nigeria is not a country to me because a colonizer created Nigeria, not the people that belonged to Nigeria before then, okay? So obviously the Nigerian government, they like to do things in secret, like change the constitution in secret, right? They do everything else in secret too, like give Ahmad Bashir oil.
You know, they wanted to change the name. Remember?
Yeah.
United African Republic.
Yeah. Well, we already know what that's going to turn into. That's going to turn into.
You know, they just want to coin the name so that all the Fulanis in Africa can have a feared way, because they believe that Nigeria is a conquered territory for them, where the whole Fulani can settle down and kill everybody.
Yeah. So speaking of that, let's stay on that subject. So everybody puts me down. They call me this, that, or the other. I don't care what you call me. Nnamdi Kanu has said it, and I have said it. Mr. Uzor has said it. They are trying to Islaminize Nigeria, get rid of all the Christians. You can see it by their actions. I don't know why people still go by their words when they talk in public, because their actions are doing different. But anyways, I wanted to show you all something, okay? And I might share my screen, and you know I'm not good at computers, but I'm going to share my screen anyways, okay? Because I set something up for you all. So I want to share my screen, and I want to show you. Who do we see here on the screen? We see Mr. Shekau of Boko Haram, correct? Okay.
Yep.
So what does it say here? In my studies, I wanted to know why these terrorists are doing this, okay? So Mr. Boko Haram himself, Shekau, it says, Nigerian authorities believe that Shekau was killed in 2009 during clashes, blah, 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 blah. Then he reappeared in a video claiming leadership, okay? And in March 2015, Shekau pledged allegiance to ISIL leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Okay, so let me read that again. Shekau pledged allegiance to ISIL leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. And it says Shekau is a Salafi. or Salafi. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. So we know who Boko Haram pledged allegiance to, correct? Because he's open about it. Who is Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi? This is a New York Times article, okay? Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, ISIS leader known for his brutality, is dead, okay? This is the one that I was talking about that Boko Haram pledges allegiance to, or the leader of Boko Haram. President Trump announced his death in 2019, okay? He transformed the Islamic State into a global keyword, global terrorist network that conquered territory the size of Britain and directed horrific attacks in the West. Okay, this is who Boko Haram, the leader of Boko Haram, pledges his allegiance to. Okay, now is this guy a Nigerian? Is he native to Nigeria? Yes or no?
You see?
No, he is not native to Nigeria. So this is why I say, and I tell the people of one Nigeria, these terrorists are deep rooted in the Middle East with terrorists.
Exactly.
So let's find out. You can go on here. I'm just showing this as a reference where you can look. Abu Bakr Baghdadi, born blah, 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 was an Iraqi terrorist and the leader of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant from 2014 until his death in 2019, when our US soldiers cornered him and he blew himself up, okay? Because he's a coward, okay? So that's who Abu Bakr Baghdadi is, and that is who Shekau pledged his allegiance, okay? So I wanted to share that with you, just so you can educate yourself and go online and look, so you can see that some of these terrorist groups in Nigeria, it's important for them to take over Nigeria for Middle Eastern people that they are pay allegiance to, okay? So they're basically being the Muppets, like they like to say in Nigeria, for the Middle Eastern terrorists to conquer Africa, basically. So that's what it is. If you don't believe me, I can show you the proof, but I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. It's up to you to do your own research on that, like I did, okay? Mr. Uzor, I don't know if you want to add to that before I get into these protests.
The thing I'm happy to associate with people that reason, people that study, people that read, because if you see how you do your research, like it's common with Westerners. I wouldn't call myself a Westerner because I live in African skin. So I've been begging my people, start reading. There's no difference between Africans and Westerners. The only difference, well, Westerners do research, they go deep. Okay, you can imagine the book I wrote. Do you know that all the Westerners have read it? The people I call Western people, tag white people, all of them have read it. Do you know that a lot of people in Africa, nothing is in their head? I met one here, I gave the person the book. You know what he said? Oh, thank you, I can buy it to encourage you, I love you, but I'm not gonna read it. Oh my word. Then why are you buying the book you're not gonna read? If you don't read, you remain stagnant.
That's why it's important, like for people like us, if people that aren't gonna read, like the people in Niger Delta and the people in the South, if you're not gonna read and educate yourself, we are going to educate you, because I want to share my screen. This is what I want to say to you, people in Niger Delta, okay? This is what I want to say to you. Hang on. I know I'm not good at the computer, but this is
you see how you're researching, you see how you're digging deep, getting some of these things, and they are there on the ground. They don't even know what's happening in their nose.
Yes. Now, what does this say? Stop sabotaging yourself.
Exactly.
In Niger Delta, stop sabotaging yourself and your freedom and other people's freedom. Now that I showed you about a little bit about al-Baghdadi, okay, I want to talk about people like al-Baghdadi, okay? And I want to show you a little video clip, and I really want you to read. I might pause the video clip here and there. This is another Middle Eastern person, okay? That, well, he lives, I'll just show you. The clip says it all. And this ain't coming from my mouth, and I'm not an Islamophobe, and I'm not this or that. So you can call me what you want. This is from their mouth. This is from their lips, not mine. I'm just showing you the evidence. So let me share my screen again. I want to share this with you, and please pay attention to this video clip. He's speaking in Arabic language, but I want you to read the bottom.
لكن من كل الكفار نحن حين نحكم بالإسلام لن يبقى في قوانيننا ذرة من قانون من غير الإسلام.
Okay, did you see that? He said not one law, if they take over, will not be an Islamic law. Okay, what is democracy? Okay, so let me share this again. Okay, let me go on with it. Okay.
الإسلام ليس هذا فقط ولم نسمح لغير مسلم أن يحكم المسلمين.
Okay, so what did he say there? What did he say there? What did he say? We will never let a non-Muslim rule, correct?
Excellent.
Okay, so since Boko Haram is liking all of these Iraqi, Middle Eastern ties and allegiances, let's look at Nigerian government. And what this man said, he specifically said, we will never let a non-Muslim rule. Okay.
Excellent.
So,
I just want to chip in a little thing. You know, there's a guy they projected in Ebony State. He parades himself in Enugu. He is Igbo. You know what they paid him to do? He's getting money. They gave him a lot of money. The federal government gave him a lot of money. He's trying to get people to be Muslim. He paid all of them to be Muslim. He's been there teaching everybody. I told them, they don't understand. They're just thinking, oh, it's from Israel. You hate Muslim. I don't have anything against Muslim, but I'm just trying to tell them the agenda of this guy.
yes.
This guy is a cankerworm that's gonna eat up France if they don't delete this guy now.
Yes,
This
and
is the time for us to do that.
Not only that, Uzor, but let's compare. Okay, I'm kind of comparing how the terrorists and the terrorist sponsoring governments are kind of reflecting what's going on in the Middle East. So watch this. We just heard this guy in this clip say that no non-Muslim is ever going to rule once they get into power. Okay, yeah. So let's go back. Let's compare the Nigerian government and what they do. Okay, hang on. I'm going to share my screen again. I know I'm not good at computers, but that's okay. You all will get the message. So I want to share this. This is a little article that I read, if it will. And this is from The Sun, obviously another probably bad media outlet. And the title of this is Why Sharia Council Reject Power Rotation, Baba Ahmed. Okay, let's see what Baba Ahmed had to say. He's part of the Sharia Council in Nigeria, okay? Dr. Nafiu Baba Ahmed is a lawyer and a Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria. In this interview with Abdullahi Hassan, he warned that his organization would not, did y'all hear that? Would not support power rotation between the North and the South in 2023. Okay, so why did you all see that? He will not, the organization would not support power rotation. That means nobody is going to have power in the Nigerian government except for the North. Okay. Yep. He also insisted that the side with the largest population of voters should have it. And what do we know about the voters in Nigeria? What do we know? What do we see that the Nigerian government is doing so that there's more Sharia law voters in Nigeria to take away democracy, because the theme of today's show is democracy and how it's being taken away. Okay, so obviously the Nigerian government has allowed people from other countries, because they are Fulani as well, so you can't tell the difference between the northern Fulanis in northern Nigeria and the Fulanis from other Fulani that are hanging out in other countries. They're allowing them to cross the northern border in Nigeria without protection and become Nigerian citizens so that they can get a higher vote to be elected, so they can keep this power. And what did we say? What did that clip say with that Middle Eastern guy? He said that once Muslims get into power, they will never let a non-Muslim in power.
Yep.
So this is why I say the Nigerian government has been hijacked by terrorists, because they are reflecting what terrorists in the Middle East are saying. Okay. So let me go back to this clip from this guy here. Okay. Let's rewind it just a little, just to get it in our heads, because it's very important that people know this.
يكون واضح اليوم يعني بعض اخوتنا اليوم يقول لك نحن يعني نستغل الديمقراطية.
He says we exploit democracy in order to come to power. We exploit democracy in order to come to power.
Yes.
Okay, let's look again.
لأجل الوصول إلى الحكم. أقول للكفار حتى لا ينخدعوا إخوتنا في الإسلام، وإن كنا نخطئهم في الطريق، إذا وصلوا إلى الحكم عن طريق الديمقراطية ثم تمكنوا فإنهم لن يسمحوا لكافر.
Okay,
he's speaking Arabic.
yes,
he's calling the Christian infidels.
Yes. So obviously an infidel is a Christian, a non-Muslim, whoever don't believe in their faith.
The teachings of Muhammad.
Yes.
It's an infidel.
So he said they will, like, don't let the infidels be fooled. You will not be allowed as an infidel to rule over a Muslim again once they become into power. And he said you can be sure about it. Okay?
أن يحكمهم بعد ذلك يعني كونوا مطمئنين. أقصد بقولي هذا أردوغان أو رحم الله تعالى محمد مرسي، نفس الشيء. أينما وصل المسلمون للحكم يا أحبابنا بأي طريق يصلون لن يسمحوا لكافر أن يحكم المسلمين بعد ذلك. فيش عندنا.
Okay, did you see that? Wherever they come to rule, there will never be an infidel that will rule over them. Okay, this is why I say that this is not just a religion, this is a political system. And it's a political system that destroys democracy. Okay, so let's look again. Okay, they say we do not accept a pluralistic system that combines of Islam and heresy. That means you're not going to have a system that is both Islam and democracy. Okay?
تعدد بين الإسلام والكفر إحنا، لا في عنا إسلام، فيش عنا كفار بحكم الإسلام إحنا. لقوله تعالى ولن يجعل الله للكافرين على المؤمنين سبيلا. أما إذا كان إخوتنا الإسلاميين بدعبوكم بيقول لكم نعم نحن نحب تداول السلطة، هذا بيقولوا بتمكنوا حتى يتمكنوا، إن تمكنوا لن يسمحوا لكافر أن يحكم المسلمين. قولا واحدا.
Okay, so you all heard it from the horse's mouth, correct? You didn't hear it from my mouth, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Okay, the horse's mouth is, and by the way, this guy is a sheik. Okay, so a sheik gives up his life, or a sheikh, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they are as an Islamic teacher. They kind of give up their life to women supposedly and all this other stuff, and they are a teacher. Okay, so he's basically saying that democracy, or whatever form of government the infidels have, will never be combined with the government that the Islamic faith will have. This is why I say this is not just a religion. This is a form of political government. This is politics too. So with that being said, and I told you that the terrorist sponsors of Boko Haram, which is the Nigerian government, because they forgive Boko Haram. When's the last time you saw Boko Haram in a prison or getting beaten up by police in the streets? Or a Nigerian fighter jet going over and blowing up Boko Haram and not supposedly accidentally blowing up Nigerian soldiers, which we all know that's just a way to blow up soldiers because they were defeating Boko Haram. So anyways, so basically what I want to tell the people of Niger Delta, before you trust the Nigerian government to give you this peaceful South-South government, and we are going to just live in peace and harmony, and we're going to get presidency and possibly vice presidency from these terrorist sponsors. I want you to see what they believe. You need to study their belief system. It's not just a religion. It is also a political belief system.
Sure.
And today's subject is democracy. Democracy is not ran like that. Democracy is ran different. They consider democracy as an infidel political system. So this is why I say all the time, you cannot have Sharia law and democracy. They will always clash. This is why the North and the South are clashing. Okay? The North wants to be ran a certain way, wants to do a certain thing, grew up a certain way. The South.
You know the Chief Justice of Nigeria?
Say what now?
The Chief Justice of Nigeria is Sharia law, a Sharia judge, you know?
Yeah. And let me get back to my list.
Yep.
My list of cons, the bad things about Nigeria. Okay. Because I didn't just wake up and say, oh, I'm going to listen to somebody and say, I'm going to hate Nigeria. No, I'm going to study it. I'm going to see why things are happening. And this is why Nnamdi Kanu, this is why I stand with Nnamdi Kanu. And this is why I say they are trying to Islaminize and get rid of Christians in Nigeria and take over their land and everything else in between. Okay. So we got making Nigeria Sharia law. Okay, that's what they want to do. And what did they do with the Constitution recently? They try to change it without people knowing.
Yep.
And we got proof of that too, if you want proof. Okay. Not only that, I prove they don't want non-Muslim power rotation for presidency. I proved that. And that article was old, like from 2015. So do you think they changed their mind recently? No. Selling infrastructures to other countries. Okay. Did you know that there's Kuwaitis from Kuwait who threw Nigerians out of their houses, by the way, last year, threw Nigerians out of their country, basically threw them out of their houses in Kuwait and treated them very badly. Do you know that the Nigerian government's allowing Kuwaitis to buy up infrastructure in Nigeria? Bet you didn't know that. You might want to do some research. Same with China. You all know China's buying up everything or taking everything or been given. You all see Chinese people secretly drilling for oil. You see the
second colony.
Yes.
China colonized Nigeria again.
Yes. But you know, the Niger Deltans, Uzor, they want to side with these people. The Niger Deltans, they don't want to side with Nnamdi Kanu. They want to side with the people that wants to destroy them off the map. Exactly. And I love you, Niger Deltans. I love you. I do not love the fact that you are helping the enemy. And I'm going to use...
Susan, you know, this Niger, they're sorry for all you short. They are problem. That's why you see a lot of Igbos are frustrated. Igbo Biafrans are frustrated. They didn't want to like dump them and move ahead. But Elohim said that we're not going to leave anybody behind.
And they're lucky for that. They're very blessed for that. Because honestly,
we would kick them out.
With the way they've been talking about Nnamdi Kanu and talking about all the Biafrans.
Because this is a spiritual thing. If not, I would have we'll leave them behind and get our 5 states. But Elohim have said it. We will never leave anybody behind.
Yes. And I agree to that. I agree we shouldn't leave the Niger Deltans behind. But I want to know why they are so programmed by the enemy and not wanting their own freedom and to think for them own selves.
Yes,
Why
let
are
me
you
tell you why.
allowing Middle Eastern? You want to talk about the Western world. What about the Middle Eastern world trying to control your mind? Anyways,
Susan?
go ahead, Mr. Uzor.
Susan, let me tell you something. You know what happened? You know, they say clear conscience, fear no accusations. These people, they played a lot of bad role during the Biafran War. They dealt with the Igbo Biafran, they seized their property. So those things they did is haunting them back. That's why they're trying to waggle off the brain to kick off the whole thing, because their evil is haunting them, because they actually joined Nigerians to kill the Biafran, the Igbo Biafrans. So that thing is staring in their face. That's why they're trying to dismiss the whole thing, to seem as if they're so afraid. They think that Igbo still got that thing in mind to revenge and to put them down when Biafra comes. If you watch, most of them, I interact with most of them, or what they sent to me in my inbox, that, oh, the Igbo is going to rule over them. The Igbo is going to, one guy, I think that guy is 98 years, a solo something. He's from Opobo in River State. He actually told me that he's afraid that Igbo is going to revenge on what they did to the Igbos, because they seized all their property in the Niger Delta. A lot of all this nice property are owned by the indigenous Igbo people. They seize everything. So that's why they're so afraid. They think that once Biafra comes, they're going to like revenge of our, but they don't know that that's not what's going to happen, because they're going to have their own government. Everybody's going to be free in a Biafra we're fighting for.
Yes. And this is why Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for that democracy. This is why this is your moment in time to, and even if you don't like Nnamdi Kanu, you don't like his tough love, I call it tough love. He's got harsh words, but he's got harsh words to wake you up. And I got harsh words today too. I call it tough love. I love you and I care what happens to you. I am giving you evidence so that you can go and research for yourself, because I do love you. I don't want to see your children slaughtered. And I don't want to see you used as Muppets for the people that will eventually slaughter you. Yeah. I don't want that. This is why I speak out. This is why I support Nnamdi Kanu, because what he says is backed up with evidence. I don't listen to a person's words. I go by actual evidence and research it. And you all need to do the same thing. What makes you think that the Nigerian government, and I'm talking to LNC, the Niger Delta, whatever, South, whoever you are that does not want to support democracy, I am talking to you. What makes you think that the Nigerian government, who, as I've proven in this video, are on the side of a political Islamic terrorist stance in Nigeria, what makes you think they are going to peacefully give you a treaty or some sort of independent nation because you're helping them? Right now you're helping them, but eventually they're going to come for you. If they even, the guy in the video, the Arab guy, he even said himself that they will exploit. That means they'll take advantage of the democracy to get into a leading position. Do you honestly think Governor Wicked, or Wyke, as you call yourself, Wicked, whatever, Wicked, do you honestly think they're going to put you in power or be the vice president, the next person of power if something happens to the president? This is why I say you have no brain. And this is why Nnamdi Kanu says you have no brain. And he's using tough love to get it through your thick skull. Sorry, I don't mean to be very assertive, but I feel like a mother that's scolding a child that doesn't know anything. I'm trying to scold you because I care about you. If our children hurt themselves or others are a danger to themselves, we spank them, we discipline them so that they don't harm themselves or other people anymore. Well, that's the same way I feel right now. I don't want you to harm yourself no more.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Uzor, looting money, that's another thing on my list.
Yeah.
Extrajudicial killings, we all know they've been doing that. Forgiving terrorist crimes, bringing in Fulani non-Nigerian citizens and making them citizens, no jobs or progression, starving people, then pay them 1,000 naira to go and beat up protesters that are fighting for a better life for people, and Christian and non-Muslim slaughter. Okay, because who's getting slaughtered? Obviously, yes, there are some Muslims getting slaughtered. I agree. You know, like the
You know, the
Shiite,
they should killing the Shiites in Nigeria.
yeah,
Yeah.
they've opened up on the Shiite Muslims. They have opened up on them, and they're siding with killer terrorists. Okay, when's the last time you heard the Nigerian government say that they're going to support the people being slaughtered in the Southeast and Southwest? I hear crickets right now. I hear literal crickets right now. No one can say. So I want somebody, I can't even come up with a reason why Nigeria is good. This is all my bad list and I could keep on going, but I'll be writing forever. But what's on the good part? What's good? Only the people in Nigeria, there's good people in Nigeria, but Nigeria does not define you. What makes you a good person is your spirit inside. Another reason why I like Uzor's book. Okay, it's your spirit inside. It's not a name of a country that makes you a good person.
Yep.
So anyways, I want to show this protest that happened in Abuja and in Lagos and Channels TV. I hate referencing Channels TV because I don't believe they deserve the reference. But anyways,
they need to shut down they need to shut down that TV station.
We might need to call them and say, look, if you all ain't going to be unbiased about showing what's going on in Biafra land right now, especially in Ebony State, Anambra State, all over.
Just covering up crime. That's so bad. That's so pathetic.
Right now, the CID are holding Biafrans and torturing them. One guy is bleeding to death as we speak. And yes, we know about it. So I hope you all are listening in Ebony State, the CID.
Our organization just paid for one guy. They shot the guy on the brain. So he had surgery.
Yeah.
So
and it's just, it's horrible. And we feel helpless in the international community, but we're not going to give up. Because did Nnamdi Kanu give up? No, he didn't. He kept persisting, and that's what we're going to do. And we know you all need help over there. We know. But you also have to get it in your mind that you have to stand up and defend yourself. I don't call it a fight. I don't call it a war. I call it a defense for your lives. Okay?
Defense mechanism. They start, you know what, Susan? These guys, I tell them, stop reasoning like fish. Because you know what about fish? Fish just forgot under seconds. These guys are busy. If you watch Facebook, you see them, almost everybody there are now comedians. They do comedy, they laugh, and they're killing people. Watch out, they're all musicians. This is the time to start singing about what's happening over there. Spray your message. Look at Techno. Techno State is gone. Ebony State. Look at what's it called? Elohim, remind me. Pato Ranking. Your state is gone.
Yes.
All these guys, you need to speak up. Start singing about what is happening there. You're talking about women, boobs. All this is rubbish. Your people are being killed on a daily basis. This is time to speak up. Use your platform to get voice. And set forward.
And you know what,
really? These are the people buying your music. These are the people promoting you, and they're being killed. And you're there talking about boobs.
Yes. And you know what disturbs me the most, Mr. Uzor? I'm a Christian woman. I don't force my faith on people, but I'm a Christian woman. And what disturbs me most is when people take advantage of having the Christian title, which to me is not just a title, it's a way of life. Yes. But these people will literally become pastors and call themselves Christians and misguide and mislead people and this is going to be another program that I'm going to be coming up, because I'm going to scold these Christian pastors in Nigeria. They should be defending the people.
They are just businessmen, Susan. They are all businessmen. What they care about is their pocket.
Well,
I don't know whether you got one. I normally make reference of that one. He said that Nnamdi will be disgraced home and abroad. That Elohim told him. This same guy opened his thinking mouth and said he prayed that COVID continued, because during COVID he bought a private jet. This guy is actually telling you that he wants people to keep dying so that he keep enriching himself.
oh my gosh.
This is a Christian, this is a pastor, this is a prophet. And people are trooping in this guy's church. You know, that's why I say, read. I sing that as a song. They don't read, because this guy, you know who they are? This guy read inspirational books. They tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what's going to waggle your brain. So what's going to shake your spirit so that you get something out of your pocket and you give. The only version of the Bible they will preach to you, pay tithe, you're robbing Elohim, you are those days. All those versions in the Bible that talk about money, this is what they do to serve up your money. And people, they don't reason, they don't think. Listen, I love Christianity. My mom is a Christian. I love everybody, but this is the time for us to use our number 6. There's no discrimination.
But you know, this is the thing about Christianity, and I'm going to just touch upon it because I'm going to come on another program and I'm going to chastise these so-called Christian leaders, okay? Because one thing they teach us in the Bible is if we know that there's a false prophet or a false teacher, it is our obligation to hold that person accountable. And I will be coming down hard on those Christian leaders, because I saw pictures this past week on Facebook of Catholic leaders shaking hands with the terrorist sponsoring Nigerian government. What is that? You should be defending the people that are being persecuted. And this is why I'm going to scold you like you're my child, because obviously your brain is not functioning right, and your heart and your spirit, and obviously you're a false prophet. Because if you was a real prophet, you would side with the persecuted people and not be stealing and taking advantage of their money when they are hurting. And this has upset me so bad. And we are going to address this very thing in another program, but I wanted to touch on that. Sorry, Mr.
In Enugu State, in Ebonyi, they've killed a lot of Reverend Fathers, Catholic Reverend Fathers. And this Reverend Father, they go to Abuja with someone, all of them know that Buhari is dead. Someone put it on a face mask and they're taking pictures and they will give them money and they will go home. They're being killed. That's why you see a lot of people have lost faith in Christianity, and then Elohim is going to judge these people because what is happening over there is bizarre. I don't understand. Do you see why when you see my people, they say, oh, black people are stupid. You see, now they always insult them. Why? See the way they reason. It seems as if someone is being racist to his own kind. No, this thing is so bad the way they reason. They're killing your people, and you're going there to shake hands with the murderer.
I know, and you know, this is the thing. You need to defend your fellow Christians.
Yes.
Because if you don't call evil evil, you are just as guilty as that evil.
You see why these guys, the Muslims, are better than us? Anywhere they are, they defend their own. Okay, let me tell you a little secret. In my office, you see that my book? There's a friend of mine here. He's from Pakistan. Pakistan is a country near India.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it. Yeah, he read it. He read the book online a bit. He told me that he want to buy. I got him one. He didn't know I'm from my background. He just saw we were discussing. He said, "Oh, you're from Israel." He threw my book off. Yeah. What concerns him? Because he said, "Oh, Israel hate the Muslims." These Muslims, so they work hand in hand. They respect each other. They fight for each other. They stand head with each other. That's why you see them going everywhere, going so far. They've taken over Europe.
This is my favorite chapter in your book.
Okay. The importance of education.
That's my favorite chapter.
You already reached those.
That's my favorite chapter. And that's what we're doing today. We are trying to educate these people. I'm not saying these people are dumb. I'm saying do not be clouded in your mind. Stop letting somebody else make a decision for you. Stop. That should end. You want to end colonialism and you want to end all of this people forcing things on you, then think for yourself and call evil evil. Call it what it is. It has nothing to do with race, religion. Like, you as a person, are you a good person or are you a bad person in your spirit?
Simple.
It's simple. I'm a Christian, but I love people. I don't care if they're non-Christian or what. I love them. But if they're evil, I'm going to call them out on it each and every time. And if it's going to cause evil and persecute people, I'm going to call it out. Where'd you go, Mr. Uzor?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, so my I'm at work. My staff just walked in. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take like few minutes.
Wait. Before you go, I want to get your reaction to this really quick, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I owe
I'm
you.
not going. I'm just gonna assist them and come back. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I
just
owe
ask
you.
me.
I owe you one.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, hang on, okay? I want you to see, and yes, this is Channels TV, which I hate. Let's kind of just go to the protests.
And on sports news tonight, Bob
Hang on, I'm trying to get to the spot I want to get.
Did not witness any demonstration, just as the South states, besides rivers, were also quiet. Same was the case in most states in the north. But we begin in Lagos, where there was drama after what began as a peaceful protest was disrupted by the police, who shot tear gas to disperse the protesters. Some of them were arrested, but later released. Our correspondent Chris Elims reports.
Calm, peaceful, tranquil aptly described the Ojota venue of the June 12 Democracy Day protest in Lagos. The police are stationed strategically, prepared for any eventuality. Suddenly, a group of protesters arrived at the scene, chanting and bearing placards with various inscriptions. Attempts by the police to dialogue with them proved abortive, as they seemed bent on making their voices heard.
God is not happy with them. God is not happy with our leadership.
Whatever it is, so but it's not democracy. So there's nothing to celebrate about today, and I'm still here anyway. There's nobody can intimidate me. As far as I'm unharmed. I'm unharmed. I came here peaceful. I don't have anything against anyone.
The scene gets a little chaotic as the police move in, deploying canisters of tear gas.
Now, I want to know why police delivered the tear gas, okay? But let's keep watching for a second. And I'm going to fast forward to...
There should be state police should be in our law. And not just state police, we should also have, like they have in America, county police. Because the real policing is at the community level.
In Rivers State, the deployment of armed security operatives did not stall the protest. A few members of civil society groups turned up for the demonstration at the Port Harcourt Pleasure Park on the Port Harcourt-Aba Express Road.
Selling of body parts is becoming a new trade. In fact, as I speak to you, some communities in Antony is sacked.
As the group rounds off their protest, the state's commissioner of police arrived.
Okay, now I want to go to...
Many residents stayed indoors for fear of being attacked by hoodlums who might hijack the protest. Some youths, however, took to the major streets of Akure, the state capital, in a peaceful protest.
I want good governance in Nigeria. I want insecurity to stop. I want the kidnappings and banditry to stop.
The people have had their say. The expectation now is that government will listen to them, effect the necessary changes, and uphold the rights of the majority.
The protesters also turned out in the nation's capital, Abuja, and converged on the Gudu area, carrying placards and banners with various inscriptions. They asked the president to deal with the various challenges of the country, especially insecurity and corruption. Meanwhile, pro-Buhari protesters also gathered outside the Unity Fountain, insisting that the federal government is doing its best to protect the country's democracy. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports.
Protesters getting ready for action.
End of our killings now! End of our killings now! End KB killings now! End KB killings now!
Hundreds of them, mostly youths, have turned out for the protest.
Freedom coming by struggle! Freedom coming by struggle!
It's Nigeria's Democracy Day, but for these protesters, it's not a day for celebration as they take to the road, disrupting vehicular movements while chanting their demands.
Protesting are so many, you can see that even the detention of Sheikh which is an account of injustice, is one of the reasons why we are protesting.
Motorists also lent their voices to the protest as they drive by. Among the protesters are some members of the Shiite movement in Nigeria who are demanding the release of their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, who has been incarcerated for over 5 years.
Free Sheikh Zakzaki! Free Sheikh Zakzaki! Security is the paramount social. This country is suffering from politicians.
Now we have the people standing up for Buhari.
Meanwhile, just in front of the Unity Fountain, a pro-Buhari group is holding a rally, displaying placards with inscriptions of solidarity with the government.
Freedom of speech should not be abused. I am not saying that everybody should not be allowed to air out his view, but the truth is it shouldn't be abused, and you shouldn't be found at any time inciting the general populace or issuing out fake news. In most cases, we are seeing situations where people are found of giving out fake news or are being more politically motivated. This country is suffering from politicians. They mislead the youth, they give you a wrong direction, and all we do, we keep following them. Now, Nigeria must change our attitude, and everything we are doing must be scrutinized.
A lone anti-Buhari protester who walked in here was mobbed, but the police came to his rescue as he ran into the Unity Fountain.
Okay, so are you still with me, Mr. Uzor? Mr. Uzor, are you still there? So the point that I was making on this, showing this news clip, because I hate Channels TV, because I hate it so bad. It didn't tell the truth about the video. If you notice, the people that were protesting against the bad government, the terrorist sponsoring government, taking away freedoms and democracy, the police came in and shot tear gas. And they had real guns shooting at people, even though they kind of took that one down. But they were shooting tear gas at people and shut them down really quick. The ones that were talking about the Nigerian government and how they have bad governments and all that. Well, then the counter protests, the people that were for Buhari, they were beating people up in the streets. You never saw tear gas being shot into their crowds. You never saw groups of police in those crowds. And so that right there, that lets me know that it's not a true democracy, as much as they'd like to force it down people's throats, that it is a true democracy. It's not a true democracy. I'm waiting for Mr. Uzor to come back and make his comments. I don't know if he'll be able to, but hopefully he can. I know it's real early in the morning. But the point regarding that video is And what I want to tell the people of Nigeria and the people of Biafra, if you support the Nigerian government, who I have proven goes along with the Middle Eastern, what do you want to say, the way the thought process with how a government should be ran, you can see specifically in this Channels TV news report that people who were critical against Buhari and the government, they didn't have no weapons. They weren't being unruly. They were just shouting out their concerns. They were dispersed. That means the crowd was taken away. The police came. There was tear gas shot into the crowd. They were threatened. They were arrested. And if it's my understanding, and I don't have the full evidence, but I will find it. It's my understanding that some of them got arrested and is probably getting beat up by the police in the prison cell. But they were thrown tear gas and everything else to disband. Then the pro-Buhari, the ones that are standing up for Buhari, they were on Channels TV Live, caught abusing a protester against Buhari by himself, and no police came up with a canister of tear gas. No police, there wasn't big, large volumes of police. And from my understanding, there was another video where some of those protesters said they were paid 1,000 naira, which is like $5 US, to go and protest and to probably beat up people, because that's what they did in NSARS. They tried to pay people. That's why they like keeping people starving in Nigeria, so that they can pay you a little bit of money to go and do their dirty work for them. So this is why I wanted to show this video, this Channels TV news report, because Channels TV gets it wrong every time. Yeah, they think that they're being unbiased because they're showing both protests, but they're not saying anything about the police, how they are sending canisters of gas, tear gas, to disperse the crowds that are against the Nigerian government. But yet the crowds that are for the Nigerian government, that are actually beating up people in the streets, they don't do anything. They don't arrest them. They don't send tear gas. They don't do anything. So how fair is that in one Nigeria? How is that democracy? You think that ain't taking democracy away during a democracy protest? I'm just trying to get y'all to look and think, because this is what's going on right now in the contraption. So I don't know if Mr. Uzor is going to come back on. I hope he will. So I know that there's probably not very many people watching the program right now, but is there anybody that wants, I'm looking at my cell phone right now. Do you want to send me a question? Like, I know I don't have a call-in line yet, but do you want to send questions to me? Like, I could read a few of your questions and try to answer them. And, to me, the leaders in Southeast Biafra land, and, including the leaders in the Niger Delta, you know better. You know you're not going to get that presidency. I know you're so hopeful and you think, oh, just slaughtering a few people ain't going to hurt. I'm going to get that presidency and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We already see the way you like to be over.
I'm still with you. Just 20 minutes. I'm coming. Just 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, Uzor. Sorry, you all. Mr. Uzor is busy. I caught him at a bad time because of the time difference. I try to come on at 5 p.m. Biafra time every Sunday. I do miss some Sundays, so I'm sorry for that. But it's very like really early where he is. I think he's quite a few hours ahead of me. But anyways, as I was saying, the Southeast governors, especially Governor Wicked, and already hopeless, Hope Uzodinma, they're lost. They're lost. They haven't done their homework. And if they did do their homework and studied this like I have, then they are evil people. Because if you know this and all this is going on, but yet you still are are at the mercy of your people, the slaughter of your people, you're still thinking you're going to get presidency or vice presidency. You are crazy. I'm just going to tell you, you're crazy. You're crazy in the head. You're not going to get presidency or vice presidency. They are putting it in your head so you can be a Muppet to help kill your own people. That's how they operate. That's how the Middle Eastern terrorists are getting Boko Haram to kill people in northern Nigeria. And you saw it. I showed you the proof. Shakal pledged allegiance to al-Baghdadi, and he is an Iraqi terrorist that was killed recently or blew himself up when our U.S. military cornered him. And I wonder where, and believe me, if you've noticed, the Nigerian government has been reaching out to terroristic countries that are notorious for terrorists, like Pakistan. Okay, why are you going to the Pakistani military to help train your soldiers? Why don't you come to the U.S. military or the Israeli military and ask them to help you fight Boko Haram? Why are you coming? Why are you going to another terroristic country to help you? That's what I want to know. So anyways, I got questions and I just wanted to come on here and show you the evidences. Mr. Uzor is going to come back on. You all got any questions? This person says, my question is, can you please assist us Biafrans in our freedom restoration from American government? Well, I'm trying. I am trying, and this is why I come on here to win other Americans. There is other Americans that are helping, that are like me, that are helping fight, okay? But we're few and far between. That's the problem. This is why I'm trying to educate more and more Americans and people in the international community and telling them we have freedom of speech here. So we need to come together and make this known. And once our governments know that we know what's going on over there, because obviously our government has to know, it's very public. But a lot of average Americans do not know what's going on over there because they don't care. They just go on with their lives and are in their own bubble or whatever. But we need to educate them, and we need to wake up the lions. Okay. I read something recently that said, we don't need to wake up the sheep. We need to wake up the lions. Okay. I consider myself a lioness because I'm going to call it like it is. I'm going to speak the truth and I'm going to back it up with evidence. And this is what we need, because even me as a US citizen, I did not know what was going on over there until I started looking into it. So now, being that I have the knowledge of what's going on, I want to share the knowledge and try to get other lionesses like me or lions like me to come and speak for Biafran people and to speak to the government. I'm not just speaking online. I'm talking to government leaders, or trying to. Hey, Mr. Uzor.
Yeah, sorry, Susan, I'm back.
So we had a question regarding, I told them if they wanted to ask a question, just to put it in the comment section, and I would try to answer them because I don't have a call-in line yet, but I could still read their questions. And this question was, I was addressing a question. It says, can you please assist us Biafrans in our freedom restoration from American government? So I was kind of explaining, how I'm trying to do that. So here's another question. This person says, please, I want to know if you guys can help us to bring this message of Biafra to BBC or CNN or others. Okay, so we are trying. There is people behind the scenes that are trying to do this. Obviously, our medias here in the US are corrupt too, because they only want to report things that are stupid in my eyes.
BBC invited me for a program, then they went through my profile, they declined the invitation.
Really?
So they know where I stand, so they know I have to disseminate them and say the truth. So the BBC's are a problem too. Well, I just want Biafrans to know that this BBC evil is fighting against our struggle. They're evil.
Yes, I've seen some of their reports too, and they're just like Channels TV. They're
Yeah.
only reporting what they want, the good stuff. And I don't know who's running the BBC, Biafra or Igbo or anything, but they are definitely, they are not being unbiased. But anyways, so the CNN here, we are trying to get it through to people, and every once in a while they'll mention it. I know Fox News and CNN both has mentioned, but they still don't get the whole concept of what's going on. So I reached out to the Christian Broadcast Network, which is which is the media for the Christians, because, you know, obviously if the other media houses aren't going to listen to me or give me the time of day, I'm going to look for what I can do. So I reached out to somebody, and I have a contact there, and I asked to be interviewed there, but just like Mr. Uzor said, nobody has reached out. But that doesn't stop me, because I do have an email. I still email videos, I still email news and what's going on in the evidences that I have. And I also have a contact at the State Department, which I still send all of this stuff, even though to me they're not being unbiased either, like they say that they should. Because honestly, if there's people dying and being persecuted, you should be doing something. You should be putting the pressure on or putting sanctions on the Nigerian government. So this person has a suggestion, and I love this suggestion. He says, help us tell more Americans to rally for our freedom. The Biafrans are really getting killed every day. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to win people over like me and to come on live. Like I said, there is Americans that are fighting in the background, but they're too scared to come on live. I don't know, for whatever reason. They don't want their coworkers to know.
That's
I don't know.
the problem we have here too. The same thing, my people, Israelis, they don't want to come on camera. I don't know why.
Yeah, and we have freedom of speech here. Since when did we care what other people think? We are fighting.
They only see them supporting me, like, oh yeah, love what you're doing. They're behind the scene.
Yeah.
The only one day, just the one, I don't know whether you see the one we did in a small room, like when we got like small Jewish gathering. That's the only one they just allow me to do that short video, and they don't just want to show their face on camera. I don't know why, but we keep trying though.
And this question, what are you doing to change the racist mentality of the whites against us? Okay, I'm not giving those racist people the time of day, because honestly, which, you know, I'm leading by example. Yes, I do not want to get in the middle of evil people. And this is my theory or my philosophy. If I get into an argument with them, it's taking my energy away from fighting for helping to fight for freedom. I'm not a savior. I can't bring freedom to you. It's up to you to help bring freedom to yourself. I'm not a savior. I'm not this white goddess. I don't consider myself a color. I consider myself a human being, and I consider you a human being. I even consider these racist people a human being, but I call them out. I call out a racist person. If they say, I don't like blacks or I don't like whites, it doesn't matter what color they are, I call out their racism for what it is. Okay, but I'm not going to stay there arguing with them, because obviously they don't get it, because a person is not a color. Okay, you do not define yourself by color. You define yourself by the person that you are, the human being that God made you to be. Even if you don't believe in God, whatever your higher power that you believe in, I believe in God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm sorry. I cannot waste my time thinking for them. I can condemn them, but if they want a lost spirit, let them have a lost spirit. Because if I spend my time arguing with a racist person, I mean, I can plant a little seed in their mind, like, you know, human beings are human beings. We all bleed red. We all have noses and eyes and mouths. It's not like we're some different creature, separate creatures walking on the planet. I don't want to get caught up in a racial war, a religious war. I want to fight for human beings, point blank, period. I see everybody as a human being and made by God. And I am not the judge on earth. It is not for me to judge who God wants and who God does not want. My job on earth is to love my fellow human beings and fight for them. And our number one right that God gave us is free will. And that's what I intend. Anybody that's not free, I'm going to fight for them. So I don't know if you want to add to that, Uzor.
Yeah, and you know, the chapter you say you love so much, actually, I delve into that. I try to disseminate that, to give the world a tips on that.
Yes.
So actually, I just want to give the people that feel they're being racial upon, you know what? I blame it on our people, on Africans, on people they, in quotes, they call black, because nobody's black. You know what? Okay, look at me, for example. This is important of education. Everything is written there. Look at me. Lucky Dube say, if you look at me, you see black. If I look at you, I see white. It doesn't matter. I don't see white. I don't see color. What makes you a human being is your heart first. Okay, when you are super intelligent, you know that this color meant nothing. Okay, for example, when I was in Europe, when I was in school, do you know we are few guys, the one that got like a person of color in the class. Others are white Europeans and white people. When they give assignments, everybody's rushing to my house. Oh, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Nobody think of the color. Why? That's why I tell people, when you are up there with wisdom, with intelligence, your color means nothing. Okay, look at here I am. I just resumed this chair because of COVID, I had to go down on lecturing. I pick up disability work. Here, I'm the only dark-skinned person here. I just started 2 weeks ago, that last fortnight. When I just saw the thing they wrote their company profile, I redesigned the company profile for them. Could you imagine all these white people? They say, oh, they're going to they put me in charge. Okay, look at me, I'm in the office. This is the RN that's up here, but she's the one, she just came here to just seek an advice from me. You see, the color doesn't mean anything. I tell people, when you are super intelligent, this thing, we're going to fizzle down racism. And that's why I tell people, this is the time for us to mix up. If you are, consider yourself white, marry black. If you are black, marry whoever you love. This is what matters. It doesn't matter where the person comes from. And I want Africa to stop this useless mentality, useless thinking. Oh, white people don't last. My brother, my sister, why they don't last is because of your mindset. You get married for someone because you want to get a passport. You have a reason to get married. How do you think that marriage is going to work? Even you people that call yourself white, you get married to a black person. Why? And you're thinking, you start to decimate the person, you try to make the person, treat the person like dustbin, because you think, oh, you're helping the person, you're trying to give the person a state, and you think when the person got a state, he's going to leave you. The person's going to leave you because it's both ways. This is us human beings, we need to work on our mindset, but most especially the people that got black skin, dark skin, this is what is affecting them most, because I notice they feel so inferior. Even in Africa, if I travel to Africa with even common, sorry, I don't, forgive me, Elohim, for calling people common, Asians, I'll go to Africa with my friends, Asians. Do you know to respect those people because they are light skinned? How do you expect people to value you when you devalue yourself? You need to make sure you have to respect, you have equal respect. Okay, look at me. My sister is light skinned. Do you respect her if we go Africa? Why? The lighter you are, the more respect they have. And these are your people. You come to Africa, they leave you and they're serving the white. And you expect them to respect you. So what I'm trying to, in a nutshell, I'm trying to let people know, you start reading, you start open up your horizon, remove color, see people for who they are.
See
not
clear.
Because one day, all we're gonna die. What will you be remembered for? Watch, get the book. There's something I wrote at the back of the book. The back of the book I said, what will you be remembered for when you die? At the end, you will be remembered for how you make people feel, not the color of your skin. Like after I die in this world, people ain't gonna talk about, oh, that dark person. People ain't gonna talk about, oh, that Israeli guy, Israeli Biafra. People ain't gonna talk about anything. What they're gonna talk about is that guy is so good. Who's the article? Susan Month. This is what people gonna say about it. Okay, look at people are talking about Bob Marley today. People are talking about Lucky today. Oh, people are talking about Nelson Mandela. I saw people Indian here talking about Nelson Mandela. Even though the Westerners talking about the people they call whites talking about Nelson Mandela. Nobody remembers his black skin. Why? They talk about the heart. Time so for us to look beyond color and look about what makes you a human being is your attitude, your interaction, the way you treat your fellow human being.
And this is why I love Biafrans. Okay, I don't see Biafrans as a color or black people in Africa. I see them as human beings because I see the love in their heart. I see the grit. I see the fight. I see the perseverance. I see the love that they have for other people that are different from them. You know what I mean? I see their intelligence.
That's super talented people. These people, the Biafrans.
Yes, and they're very confident people. You know what I mean? Biafrans are confident, and to me, I want to tell you a little story. So my youngest son, if you want to call it, is biracial. I don't call my son biracial. I call my son Sterling. That's his name. My son, his father is black and I'm white. Okay, but I don't define myself as a white girl. I define myself as Susan. That's who I am. That's who God made me to be. It's in my spirit. Okay, I'm not going to dismiss racism because racism does exist and I hate it with a passion. I hate it and I speak out against it when I hear it or see it. But I also wanted to teach my son. He came home crying from school one day and he said, "Mom, I don't want to hate you or Dad." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, some kids at school tell me I have to hate you because you're white. And then some people say I have to hate Dad because he's black, blah, blah, blah." And my son was so confused. I'm like, no. Nobody is going to tell you that your identity comes from color and you are going to hate another person because of their color. You are Sterling. You be who God made you to be, who is in your spirit. It's in your spirit who you are. And you know, you and God know who you are. And you stick to that. You don't let anybody put a label on you. But I'm not dismissing racism. I'm not dismissing the fact that there's times where I'm scared when my son leaves the house because there are racist people out there and they can attack people because of the color of their skin because they weren't taught to love themselves, the spirit in them. They were taught to label themselves as a color. They weren't taught. This is why I say I don't spend a lot of time arguing about race because it's good versus evil. If you're an evil person, you're going to be racist. You have to have that evilness in you to even be racist to start off with. You know what I mean? It's who you are on the inside. God does not have a white or black heaven. After this life, after you die, there is no white or black heaven. So why do you divide? Dividing is a conquering thing, just like the Fulani. They want to divide Biafrans into Niger Delta and South and Southeast. That's what they want you to do in your mentality so that they can divide you and conquer you. Same with black versus white or whatever. If the devil can divide you by color of skin and make you think that your identity comes from a color, he can conquer you. He can make you hate each other and destroy God's creation. Every human being is God's creation. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on the race thing, but I guess you have to think spiritually in order to understand where I'm coming from with the race thing. It's not that I deny racism exists.
Exactly. Susan, I just recall similar thing happened here last week. I've got a neighbor here. She is from China. The husband is white. So they got two two kids, one a guy and the other one a girl. The first guy looked exactly like Chinese people. Then the second one looked like pure white. Okay, see what happened the other day? I got this book. I gave the woman, I introduced the book to the woman, so she bought one. She said that she's been looking for such a book. So she got one and she called me by the side. She said that she want to tell me something. I asked her what. She said that one day that the son, the one that looked like Chinese, came home and was telling the mom, I hate it. I don't know why I look like you. I supposed to look like my dad. You see, my sister do escape. People do love my sister, but nobody loved me because I look like Chinese. My class people say that I brought the virus to the world. They don't like Chinese people, and I look like Chinese. But when my dad come to school, my dad is white. Mom, why am I looking like Chinese? But my dad is not Chinese.
Yeah.
See that
And
kind of thing? So
yeah.
I told her that, what did you do? She says she canceled the guy, and that's it. I said, no, you need to go to that school because this is going to bring suicidal thoughts in that guy.
Yeah.
For his guy to tell you that he hates himself, something is going through his memory. So you need to have to reset that mentality. You need to go to school to report the thing to guidance and counseling. So you have to take that thing serious because you just need to just allow it to just sweep under the carpet. Because this is what happened. Remember when I was growing up, I never knew the color of my skin. You see my picture when I was small, we all mixed up like that. When I started like getting up, you see elderly people that actually poison their mindset. Check out the book. You talk about the role of parents. The parents are the problem. You're gonna see it there. You see, parents are the problem. They will tell you, oh, you're black, you're this, you're that, you're that. It's trying to poison the mind of the kids. Some people grew up hating people. Some people grew up with that mindset. So this is the thing, we need to change our mindset. We need to have a peaceful world. How long we gonna live in this world? This is it. The role of the parents. Because education starts at home, not even in school. School just to rebrand you. But in a home, you are made at home. That's why anytime you see a home that is broken, you hardly see children make it there. So this is good for you to bring out children that have that serene environment and a unique mindset to goggle this world and make people to live in peace. Thank you.
And this is why Nnamdi Kanu he don't talk about Black people because he hates Black people. He wants you to think different. This is what we're talking about when he wants you to think differently in your mind. Think about who you are as a person, as a human being. Our color is for the glory of God. God made everything colorful on this earth, from the fish to the bugs, to the flowers, to the skies. Everything's colorful. Okay, colorful is a beautiful thing, but color does not define the spirit that you are. What defines you is your life, your beliefs, your internal self. And everybody knows that you have an inner voice in you. You know what your inner voice is telling you. So to me, I'm going to call out racism when I see it. I don't care who it's from, because people have hated me because I'm white too, which saddens me because I'm like, why don't you get to know me? You know what I mean? But there are people, and like I said, I do fear for my son because he does have dark skin, but because there are hateful people who are racist, literally. There's some people who want white people wiped off the face of the earth. There's some people who want Black people off the face of the earth. Look at Catriona Lang or Lugard back in the day. They called Nigeria with the NIG and explicitive. So, don't define yourself by a color. Define yourself by the human being that you are. That's why I'm Susan. That's who I am. I call myself a lioness because I'm going to speak truth, and people are going to accept the truth or they don't. I'm not a perfect person. I admit when I'm not perfect. I'm not superior to nobody. That's another complex that divides people. Just look at the Nigerian government. The Fulani terrorists think they're superior to the Biafrans. but they have the same color as skin. So the superiority, like they were raised with that. They were taught that they are superior to Biafrans because of religion, political beliefs, whatever. That's why I say this is a good versus evil thing. If you have evil in your heart and soul and spirit, it's going to protrude out on others. So that's why you look at the actions of a person. That's why I want the Niger Delta people, the South people, look at the actions of the Nigerian government. They're telling you one thing: you can be vice president, you can have your own country, nobody's going to steal your oil. But watch what happens if you keep going along with them. Your people are dying and you are helping them die, the saboteurs that are in the South. And you know who you are. And I'm just going to scold you like a mother scolds a child, because honestly, somebody didn't teach you along the way of your life to support what's good. You need to support what's good. Sorry, Uzor. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to comment on the protest.
Yes.
I'm sorry to burst their balls. That protest is a misplaced priority.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what they ought to do, you have to support Iboho that's seeking for Oduduwa nation. You have to support Nnamdi that's seeking for Biafra. For these guys, you know what the protest, they need Buhari to be changed, the fixed marks thing to be changed. How can, even if you change it, it's still gonna be on a country that we weren't consulted when they got a country, and you're killing yourself. And SARS protests, nothing happened, and you're coming out again to protest under one Nigeria. Want Nigeria to continue? I was looking at them. Are these people reasoning at all? Okay, no. I watched them in those people. I call them riffraffs in House of Assembly, wasting their time, and the Fulani are busy doing whatever they want to do. The ones that call themselves senators. These guys are talking about amending a constitution. Okay, can you imagine? How can you amend a soup you didn't make? You now, maybe I don't know whether I'm not sure whether you don't, okay, like you don't eat poo. You know, so do you know some people eat poo?
Yes.
You don't eat poo and you want to amend the poo. How is it possible? And what you're gonna do, you're gonna discard the thing and you start from the beginning, isn't it?
Yes.
So why are they trying to amend poo?
I know. And not only that, Uzor, but they even said the Sharia Council in Nigeria, like I just shown, they are not going to have power rotation. So what is making these people think that this one Nigeria is going to work? Because Nigeria has been hijacked, whether you like it or not. It has been hijacked by terrorists and their sponsors. They have a political belief that they are going to push on the country regardless. And I showed you the video where they said, the Middle Eastern guy said that once they come to power, they will never let an infidel in power over that. So, and Uzor, I know you weren't here, but after the video, are you still there? He must have had to leave for a second, sorry. But getting back on this racial thing, I don't disregard what happened to Africans at all. I don't disregard it at all. I don't disregard racism and say, oh, there's no racism out here, because I know there is, because I wouldn't have a fear for my own child if there wasn't. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is I don't give it a lot of entertainment, because I already know the devil uses that to make people hate each other, to divide and conquer God's people. So that's why I don't focus on the racism, but I do call out people who are racist, and it doesn't matter what color they define themselves as. I call them out, and I define myself as a human being. And let's see, does anybody else have any more questions? Any more questions? I know there's a little delay from what I'm doing on my computer. Oh, here comes Uzor. I got a good question for you. Okay, back to the protests in Abuja. And I know you got to go, so I'm going to keep this kind of short. Okay, back in the protest, did you notice that the channels TV, they tried to be unbiased, you know, because Nnamdi's been putting pressure on them. So they were showing the protesters that were against Buhari and the government. And notice right away, the police came in large groups and they all had machetes, or I don't know how you all pronounce it in Nigeria. We call them machetes, the big long knives. Okay, and they had real guns. They
cutlass.
Yeah, they had real guns, but they also had the tear gas guns, and they dispersed the crowd that was against Buhari right away. But notice when Channels TV showed the other crowd that was for Buhari and fighting for Buhari, they were physically abusing in the video, in the Channels TV video, a non-Buhari protester. And there was no police there. They didn't send tear gas into the crowds, even though they were abusing somebody. The police came and got the person, you know, thinking that they were doing something wonderful. They came and got the person, but notice how that crowd didn't get dispersed, the ones that was for Buhari. That's why I'm saying this was a democracy protest around the world, and they killed the people that were speaking out against the Nigerian government. They dispersed them, sent tear gas, arrested them, probably torturing some of them. But yet the ones that were protesting for Buhari, saying that everybody else is lying and making up stories, no police dispersed gas into that crowd.
Okay, you see what happened? I've got the video. After those ones, those ones that are for Buhari, you know, they started having problem sharing money because they give the money to stand for Buhari. The other ones are saying, oh, you've not paid me, you've not paid me. These are the people mortgaging their future, the life of their unborn children. They are, because of, you know how much they pay them? Money that's not even up to $10.
I know, 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira. What's 1,000 naira going to do that the government made your food prices go up and threatening to starve you if you don't go along with One Nigeria? It's a shame.
I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like coming up to defend these people. Like, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. You are defending them and they still want to die? Okay. Do you know some of these police people in Lagos State? They cannot even change their underwears. And these guys are protesting for you to be okay, for you to have money to feed your children. Watch out the police vehicle there. You push the van to start. There's nothing in their pocket. They live because of people. They stand on the road, collect money from the people. They shoot people. They get the money. The government that sent you out there in the street to go and die, they don't care about you. But yet you go there, you protect these people. I told them, I made a video, I told them, if you have something up there, you know, you know what you're going to do? Start lynching these politicians that you're protecting. They are the problem, not the people trying. These people you're shooting at the war fighting for you. Use your number, seize my code, the Bokanako fishes. What is wrong with these people? That's why every time you see people abusing Africa, they don't reason. There's nothing in there. Watch out what happened in France too, I think last week. Someone drew up Macron and gave him a dirty slap.
Yeah.
And you know,
honestly, I think he deserves another dirty slap, but
I'm telling you, I am even angry with that slap. It's supposed to be a punch.
God forgive us, but you know what? The truth is the truth, okay? Sometimes you gotta get somebody's attention.
You see how people surrounded and rescue the guy when the police try to hail the guy down. But if it's in Africa, people would be blaming the guy. Oh, you know, why you do that? You want me to kill you? People will be against the guy, but everybody supports the guy. Even now he's going to court. People are trooping to court to defend the guy that they don't like what the guy is doing to their country. And before you know, they're gonna just charge him. He's just gonna pay, and they're just gonna give him tickets, and that's it.
Well,
nothing happened to him.
You know,
but if it's in Africa, he's dead already.
Yeah, and if people don't fight against this, do you remember that musician in the North? He was Muslim, and he wrote a song, and they twisted the song against him, saying he was criticizing Islam, and they killed him. And the song was dedicated to Islam. Like, they twisted it and killed the poor guy. Like, they killed him. So do you want to be ruled by that? Like, seriously, you know, you should, democracy, you all need to go and see what democracy really is. The government is supposed to be working for the people, not the people working for the government. That's what democracy is. Not a dictatorship like Hitler, like Governor Wicked, telling people what they are and what they're not going to do. No, the people should be telling the leaders, this is what we want, and you need to be our representative and do it this way. That's what.
Okay. Susan, I'm sorry. You see what happened here last week here? I was driving, although it's my fault. I was rushing because I was pressed. So I was rushing. There was the 60 kilometer and I was riding 70 kilometer. And this guy stopped me. The police guy stopped me. So I told the police guy that I'm pressed. So he told me, don't move, stand there. I stopped. I told him, listen, I need to go through the service station here to use the loo. He said I should stand there. I had to, I came down. He was just forcing me. You know what I did? I had to open it there and I wee on the floor because I'm on the duress.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they want to charge me. I went to this police station. I had to defend my. If you see the way I was shouting out there at the police station, this guy told me I'm in the police. I said, what do you mean I'm in the police? If not because of my task, they're not going to be paid. You're paid through my task, so I have the right to say whatever I want to say. Yeah. And they have to shut their mouths. All of them are looking at me. I went to court. I defended myself. I stood bold. And nothing happened. Do you know, after everything they sent after me, they apologized. Because this is fall of nature. You don't need to hold me there with my urine. My bladder, you're going to cost my. I told them, listen, I told them I don't need a lawyer. I have to present myself. I told them, you guys even try to give my body system problem.
Yeah.
They had to apologize. This is where the law was. This is what we want. That is what we want, to kill that name Nigeria forever.
Yeah.
So that people will have respect, have dignity. Nigeria doesn't exist. This is
let it fall. It's been hijacked. It's been hijacked from the gate.
Do you know there's a guy called Ikenna here? He lives in another state. I've been praying for Elohim to forgive me because anytime I say something happens. This guy has been kicking against me. Then he want to go to Nigeria. He was just trying to tell me a lot of things. Oh, you are dual citizen. You're free to. You're deceiving us. You're deceiving Nigerians. This. You can run away. You can. Talking a lot of things. I said, this country you're protected will kill you. I didn't know when I said it. He traveled. Do you know what happened? Do you know that this guy died because of 50 naira? There's a place called Asaba Junction. So they stopped him. Yeah. It was 2 years ago. It was everywhere on news.
Is that the guy that was in the green van? Because I have the news article for that.
Yeah, they were trying to get money from him. So he put hand in his pocket. He got the 15 naira to give, and Breeze blew the thing off. This Fulani guy cocked gun and shot Ikenna there, forehead. Yeah. Ikenna died on the spot.
And they just look for any excuse to shoot somebody because that's their goal, is to get rid of non-believers in what they believe in. That's the thing. But yet,
nothing happened to you today. Nothing happened to the guy.
Yeah. Nothing's happened to all the atrocities, all the raped women that were held in a Nigerian army barrack and were raped repeatedly. Nobody's held them accountable. All of the extrajudicial killings, nobody's accountable. All of the current, and even Governor Wicked, all of the stuff that happened in Obibo, nobody's been held accountable.
Do you see the one called Usadima talking about unity, that he wants the pro-Biafran group to unite, that he is ready to talk now, he needs to do dialogue with unknown government? I
think that's a trap.
After killing a lot of people, maybe the spirit is after him now, he wants peace. I wrote there's a place called Queensland here. This guy bought land here, not him, the Abia state governor, where he's going to retire. He bought like a small mini village. Mm-hmm. I wrote in the government there. The son is hiding. I don't know, they whisked him away from that state. I told them, all these Eastern governors, you are not nowhere in this world gonna continue. Just watch and see.
Yeah.
As far as I have this hand, Elohim bless me with writing. I'm gonna use pen to make sure you guys are down.
And we're gonna make sure that we read his writing. And let me tell you, I want all of the Biafrans to know in Biafra land, I love you all so much. Like, I can't even tell you how much I love you because words can't describe it. And what's going on in Ohafia, especially because I have a special love for Ohafia. I hate that. I mean, when I saw that news about Ohafia, I blew up. Like, I could not even be around my own children. I could not think straight because let me tell you, I have a special place for Ohafia. I don't know a lot of people in Ohafia, but let me tell you, for some reason, God puts Ohafia in my spirit nonstop. Ever since the day that I made a video for Ohafia when I saw what they were doing to people in Ohafia. But I'm tired. In Ebony State, they go around, kill, slaughter people. Orlu, come on, Efulefus. I know I can't say it right, but you Efulefus that are trying to sabotage your own people. Yeah, what he said. All of you all going around just being like having somebody else control your mind and how to think. You're running around killing your own freedom and killing your own people's freedom and your own people. And it's a shame.
You can imagine these people we got like they pay them 5,000. They keep on pointing IPOB members and they keep killing them. Yeah, because of 5,000 naira.
And Namdi Kanu has already said ESN is in the bush. The little cowards don't want to go to the bush. The little cowards don't want to go to the bush and face ESN. That's why they try and they put a label. Oh, this person must be ESN. Let's go and abduct him and kill him and blow his house up.
You know, they got 7 of them shot dead. They ran away. Oh my
Lord. But yet Fulani herders are running around slicing little children up and raping women and everything, and they don't do anything.
Keep giving them money. See what is happening in the north there? They keep abducting, they keep kidnapping children, the school guys, and they keep giving them money, feeding them. You can imagine the Nigerian government keep discussing with terrorists face to face.
Yeah.
And that you can imagine this face mask Buhari that is going to deal ruthlessly with the East. What did we do? What did the Eastern do? What did the Biafran do? Nothing. People that are defending their land and you keep go there to kill them. The real thing is happening at your doorstep. They're killing people. Everything is happening. You don't even bother to raise an eyebrow. All your power, muscle power is to come and deal with the Biafran. You don't love these people. You hate them with your last drop of your blood. You don't want them to go. What is wrong with these people?
I don't know, but I need you, Niger Deltans. I want you to make a list. Everything that's good about Nigeria and everything that's bad about Nigeria. And I want you to compare it. See how long what's good about it and what's bad about it. I bet you.
Susan, you know the funny part of it? These guys, even the Nigerians and all Biafrans, they are all Igbo. People, I explained that in the book. These guys are all Igbo. They are one people. Igbo means the people of the old. Igbo, they don't know. They don't study nothing. When the life starts going, like they start shifting. That's why the sea language starts changing. They start picking up different languages. They move to the coastal region. That's why I told them, how come the Beninese, there's something called Igodomigodo, Key, the key above the key that's got all the keys. They don't understand. Now it's beginning to open up their horizon. And watch most of them, the Assam people, they call them slave Igbos. Most of them have Igbo names.
And not only that, but Nnamdi Kanu agreed to help fight for their freedom and wants them to help fight for their freedom. And even after freedom comes, he even agreed for them to govern themselves. But yet they still are siding with the people that want to kill them off the map. Why? I need you people to think in Niger Delta and South. Think about your future children. On one hand, you're going to be colonized by the Fulani terrorists. In the other hand, you can fight for your freedom and join other freedom-loving people or defend for your freedom and survive, and your future generations survive. You've got those two choices. There is no in between. There is no, terrorists do not sign a paper saying you're going to get your own free little country, or
Susan,
you're going to, yes.
Yeah, the Niger Delta and the ones they call Niger Delta, I've never seen such in a dictionary. It doesn't make sense. These people that call themselves Niger Deltans, these guys are suffering from mental slavery. This is what they intoxicate them, they taught them. You know what they told them? All Nigerians, they had to brainwash them. They told them that Igbos are the problem. Watch before all of them hit the Igbo tribe. But sit down one-on-one with them. A lot of them, sometimes I do go to their community. I went to Yoruba community, people that call themselves Yoruba. I told them, listen, Yoruba means Yariba. This is another thing I have to teach the Yoruba people. There's a guy, Koiki. He doesn't understand. I taught him about this. That Yoruba means Yariba. It was the Fulani that gave them the name Yoruba. These people are the Oduduwas. They're supposed to scrap that name Yariba. Because you can't be answering the name of your slave master and you expect freedom.
Yes.
They don't understand. With time, they're going to check out the meaning of Yariba. It's written over there. It's even in Google. These people, they don't do research, they don't read. I have a lot of things to teach this world, but I'm coming one after the other. I have to do it, but it's so much things over there. That's why I find it difficult to sleep, because Elohim put so much things in one person is giving me really hard time. So this is what I said. They just like distorted their memory that the Igbos are the problem. Niger Deltas are hating the Igbo tribe, but call them one-on-one, they can never tell you this is what the Igbos done to them. Nothing. Yes. Even the Edos. Why are they hating the Igbos? Oh, you say, oh, Igbo is going to dominate
because
them.
They're listening to the Fulani hijacked terrorist sponsoring government.
In there after the war, this is what they taught them, and they are growing up with that. It took me a whole lot of like 2 years to got this Edo community here. All of them are now, most of them are now following, not all. I sat down with the chairman. I asked the chairman, can you please tell me one bad thing these Igbo people have done to you guys? Do you know he can never, he couldn't even mention a word. What he told me at last, that Igbo people kill people to make money. I asked him, have they killed you? Have they killed your people? No. So Igbo people love money. I said, you don't love money. What are you doing in Philadelphia? Are you not here to make money?
Well, is it the Igbo people that are raping women on their farms? No. Yes. Is it the Igbo people slicing children up and slicing children out of their mother's womb?
I told them, listen, you guys are fighting the common enemy, which are the Fulanis and the federal government of Nigeria. This is a terrorist government. This is, you guys need to muzzle power against your enemy. You can't you can't stand up to fight for the, listen, let me tell you gospel truth. In that contraction, these Igbo people, the Igbo Biafrans are the real people that are fighting for freedom.
Yes.
I'm sorry to say, I'm not citing anything, I'm saying the truth.
And the other people need to go back to their roots. They really need to go back to their roots. And you cannot prove to me that Nigeria existed before 1914, because I already studied it.
Okay, the fish. Okay, what was Nigeria before 1914?
Exactly. And that's what I need the Niger Delta and the South, as they call themselves, to go and read your history. I'm not going to try to tell you who you are, but I want you to take it upon yourself, and I'm going to show you evidence of how this government is trying to Islaminize the whole country of Nigeria, because they want to steal the resources there and they want to live there and they don't want anybody else over them. It is not Igbos that are your problem. It is not Igbos. What the problem is, and if you look all over the world today, all of the wars and everything have been started by these terrorists or the Chinese Communist government. I'm not saying the Chinese people. I said the Chinese Communist government. The problems that are happening in the world today, it has nothing to do with fighting for one Nigeria. The problems go deeper. They're deeply rooted. I go to the beginning of this program and see the evidences that I showed you. They actually are deeply rooted with terrorists in the Middle East. These terrorists that are in like Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen. So, you know, I'm telling you, wake up, people. Stop slaughtering your own. Stop helping people that hate you help you slaughter your people. Why are you doing that? You know, you want to go around town bragging, oh, I told them about ESN and IPOB. You want to go around bragging about that, like the Mossad leader and all that. But yet, you are helping, you don't know how crazy you look to the international community, because you are helping the Islamic terrorists Islaminize your country, your father's land, your grandfather's land, your grandfather's grandfather's land. That's what you're doing. You look so crazy. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. If you were my children, I would have to scold you like a mother scolds a child, because you need to open your eyes and look. And Uzor had to step away. So I know people want to leave the South behind, but Nnamdi Kanu is like, no, we're taking everybody. We want everybody. I was just reading a little comment, Uzor. It says, let's leave them. We can move without the South.
It's so pathetic that we're not going to leave anyone behind. So I just had having a bad news here. My client is having a stroke, so I need to call an ambulance.
Okay, well, we're going to end this program. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to let you go, Uzor. I love you. Everybody get his book. All right, and I'll check in with you later, Mr. Uzor, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom. Okay, everybody, I'm just going to close this program, and I hope Mr. Uzor is okay and his client is okay. We're going to be praying for him. So I just want you all to know that I love you all, and I'm serious about this fight, and that people's lives are at stake, and that's nothing to be played with. And today's program was about democracy, and democracy is freedom. All of the freedom-loving world, all the countries in the freedom-loving world that are free, like Israel, the United States, Europe, whatever, we all have democracy. Well, most of us have democracy, because we know that it is God-given right to be free, have a free will, okay? It's not for man to judge. It's not for man to say, you deserve to die. It's not. It's for our maker to say that, not man. So I just want you all to know I love you all. I'll see you next Sunday, and you take care of yourself. And I love you. I'm going to leave. Let me see if I can share my screen and leave you with something. I would like to leave you with this. Stop sabotaging yourself. Okay? So I love you all. Peace. And the defense continues. I don't call it a fight. I call it the defense. The defense continues to defend human rights. I love you all, my fellow human beings. I love you all, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.